Right. Good morning. So find a nice seat. I'm just going to encourage you to do crossed legs with your feet underneath your knees because we're going to sit for a while. So I want you to be um, pretty comfortable. Yeah, just whatever. If you need to go higher, you can. Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't get this too tight.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. So let's just close our eyes and just very mindfully notice a nice long spine. Tune in to the coming and going of your breath. And just arrive here in your body, in this space. And just very slightly lean back in space a little bit. See how that feels. And then lean forward. See how that feels. Maybe even then lean left. And then lean right. And just find the spot that's right in the middle where you can feel grounded. You can lengthen up tall. And please bring hands to heart center. May we be very kind and loving towards ourselves always. Gives us more capacity to give our love to others when we're kind to ourselves. And maybe we'll notice all the grace that's all around us. Notice the beauty that's always all around us and within us. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. We're going to do some neck and head work. So I want you to just align your shoulders properly. So just kind of think long side body, head of the arm bones back. And notice when you do head of the arm bones back, that your shoulder blades kind of squeeze together. And so I want you to they kind of move down the back. So now I just want you to broaden the clavicles and the shoulder blades apart. And noticing that, then think of lengthening the back of your neck, lengthening up through the top of the head. Good. Now very slowly tuck your chin and just let your head fall forward till you feel a stretch in the back of the neck. And keeping the chin back, keeping the back of the neck long, lift your head up again. And you might have to support your head. Your head's really heavy. Most weigh about 8 pounds. So you might have to support your head with your hands as you keep this long back of neck. So it feels like you're lifting that occipital bone, but allowing the head to drop back. So you feel a stretch on the front of the neck. You keep the shoulders aligned, it'll feel pretty good. Good, and then lengthen back up, come forward. And very mindfully tuck your chin and go forward again. Notice if anything tenses up and just release it, because we're going to do it one more time. So back up, lots of length, and then drop it back. Support it if you feel the need. I always have to talk to myself. I want to make my double chins as I bring it back. Good, and then come back up. Check your shoulder alignment. I want you to, this is going to be weird, but we're just going to strengthen the muscles that kind of keep us in good alignment. So you're just going to do chicken neck and bring your face forward and notice your chin stick out and then pull it back in. And just do that full 5 times. Try not to let the shoulders move as you do this. So face forward and then face back. Takes a lot of focus. Face forward, face back. 2 more times. And face back. Good. Now feel that nice long neck and spine. Bring your right hand out to the side. Try to keep the weight on both sits bones. And then just kind of, you can bend your elbow, lean your head to the side. So your ear comes closer to your elbow or to your shoulder, not your elbow. I guess it is your shoulder, your elbow too, but, and then bring the left arm up and over so you feel stretch in the left side of your body. Okay, now do this. Turn your head to look at the floor and then tuck your chin. So you're lengthening the back of your neck. And then just kind of move your head to a different position. And then tuck it again. Move. You can just kind of explore there. Just the left side of your neck. Good. And then turn back, face forward. Bring your left arm out to the side like you're pushing air down. And maybe move it back in space a little bit. Good, and then slowly come on up. Woo. Deep, right? Let's do the other side. So make sure your shoulders are in a good position. Left hand to the side now. Right arm up and over as you allow the opposite side of your neck. Keep lengthening the back of the neck as you bring that ear towards your shoulder. And then turn and look at the floor. And then just explore tucking your chin, just kind of moving it around just to see where it feels particularly tight. If you can allow it to relax and lengthen. And then turning the face back forward. Touch the arm down. And maybe back in space a little bit. So different stretch in the side of the neck. Good. And come on up. And now, I want you to interlace your hands. Keep that shoulder stability going. Press the palms forward and tuck your chin and just round your upper back. So it's like you're pressing air forward with your hands, but just feel a rounding, tucking the chin. Good. And then come on back up. Get that good shoulder position and stretch the arms up. And breathe. Good. And release the hands. And just bring them to the side. And think long side body, head of the arm back, broaden. Now keep that. And just starting at the shoulder, inner spiral your arms. So it feels like the shoulders want to roll forward. Just kind of roll the hands till they turn back. So shoulder down to the hands, the whole arm turns back. And then go the opposite way. Just kind of rotating the arms in the socket. Palms are most likely going to be up. Try to keep your low ribs just tucking towards each other so you feel really long, your long back of neck. And just keep going, rotating them inward. And then starting at the shoulder, rotating them outward. Let's do it one more time. Good. And then with your palms facing up, stretch your arms up. And bring hands back through heart center. Oh, good. Come on up and come to the wall. So you guys can look, even if you're up here, you won't be seen. You can go to the back wall if you want, but you can come up here. I promise you won't be seen. And you're going to stand far enough away from the wall that when you place your right hand on it, straight out from your shoulder, you don't have to lean into it or away from it. You can just keep the hand out. And then just see which way feels better. Feels like a good stretch with the fingers straight up or maybe turn back slightly. And then just do the whole thing with your shoulders against the long side body, head of the arm bones back, but broaden. Feel the rib cage engaged. If you want to, you can bring the left hand on your hip and then just press the wall. That's it. It should be straight out from your shoulder. If you can feel that nice long back of neck, nice and long through the top of your head. It's almost like a string is pulling you up from the top of your head. You're a marionette, lengthening your neck, your spine. Good. Now relax for a moment and step a little closer to the wall and bring your elbow still straight out from your shoulder up to the wall so your hand is up. Good. And now you're going to do the same thing. So think, do I have my shoulders set? And I'm broadening, and then press the forearm and the hand into the wall. Now, if it feels like you want more stretch, you can slowly turn away. It's a pretty deep stretch though, so not necessary to turn away. Just make sure the shoulders are still square to the hips. You do that, and just press the forearm and the hand and the elbow into the wall. Good, and release. Let's switch sides. So you have to step away from the wall a little bit again. Hands straight out from the shoulder. Right hand on hip. And just kind of play with the hand position, long side body, head of the arm goes back, broaden and lengthen. And press. Just strengthening all those neck muscles and shoulder muscles and core muscles. I even feel my legs working hard when I press. And breathing. Good, now step a little closer, bend the elbow and do that other thing. I always have to check my shoulder position. Rest. And if you want more stretch, you can turn away from the wall. Just make sure that the hips don't get in. It's not a twist. You're just stretching the shoulders. So your hips don't want to turn out more than the shoulders do. It's just a front shoulder stretch. Press the hand, forearm, elbow. Lengthen through the neck, top of the head. Good, and relax. Okay, now turn away from the wall. And you want your feet away enough because you're just going to sit on the wall like you're doing a squat on the wall. And you want to notice your foot position. It should be in line with your knees and your hips. Now, keeping in mind your core and your neck, press your head up against the back. So feel like your chin's parallel to the floor and your forehead and your chin are approximately parallel to each other. And you feel that you have a little curve in your neck. Your neck's not flat against the wall and your low back isn't flat against the wall. Okay, now keep that, keep lengthening up through the top of the head and see if you can add the arms. Just bring your arms up, press the thumbs into the wall. And breathe. It's interesting, isn't it? Broaden the clavicles a little bit. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your hands down against the wall and just lean forward and push till your legs get straight and do a forward fold here. Feels kind of nice to have that wall to lean against. Let everything relax. See if you can feel both sits bones grounded. A little stretch in the back of the legs. Yeah. Good. And then bring your hands to the wall again. Bend your knees. And come to that squat against the wall again. Hopefully this time you learn even more. Think all 4 corners of feet. Long spine. Head up against wall if possible. Extend the arms. Press the thumbs. Don't let the low ribs pop out, but don't press the low back against the wall. So it's almost like you have a girdle on that's just stretching you up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands against the wall. Push till you straighten your legs and fold forward. What precipitated this is a friend of mine from high school actually stopped by, and she met her mother here who lives in Minneapolis. She lives in Missouri. And then she was going to drive her back down to Missouri with her. So she parked her car here. But I hadn't seen her mother, who's a really good friend of the whole family, was good friends of ours growing up. And her mother walked in and she's all stooped over. Her neck is really slumped forward. And it just looks so painful. So I don't want any of you to have that. So let's come on back up. Oh, I noticed some spider webs on the wall here. Sorry, guys. One more time, squat. Take your time. Feeling really good. And then if you want to stretch your arms too. If I think of pressing my sits bones back, then I can even feel myself lengthening more. Feels like the sacrum's grounded on the wall. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Breath away, straighten the legs, forward fold. Last time. And then come on up. Ooh, feels good to stand, right? Come on back to your mats. And we're going to take a wide stance. And if you have really tight shoulders, feel free to use a belt here. So if you're using a belt, your thumbs are pointing in, you grab the belt like this and then stretch out. If you can interlace your hands. So take a wide stance and either use the belt or interlace your hands. And be really mindful with your shoulders. So think alongside body, head of the arm bones back. Broaden. Keep the rib cage lengthening, back of neck lengthening, and then just fold forward and see if your hands come over top a little bit. You'll feel a deep stretch. And then depending on how far you are, think long back of neck. So tuck your chin a little bit and then allow the skull to just drop. Is she kissing you? Artie. And just feel a nice stretch. If it's too intense, it's not good. So just use the belt wider and wider if that helps. Just notice if you lift the head, it feels really like a lot of stress on your neck. So good. And then slowly come on back up to standing. Release your hands. Step your feet together. Come to the front of your mat now. And just with all that really good shoulder and neck connection, stretch your arms up. Pretend like you're against the wall so you feel super straight. Don't let your low ribs press out. Yeah, face forward then. So, oh, playing. Good. And then fold forward, Uttanasana. Just let your shoulders drop. Feels kind of nice. Because in a minute, you're going to work them again. So step your feet back and come to a downward facing dog. And I want you to feel like your head's in line with your inner elbows. So it's not dropping forward, but it does feel like the back of your neck is long and you're lengthening through the top of your head. Feels like you have hollow armpits because you're broadening them and really just noticing your shoulder position, your head position. Good, just walk your dog out for a moment. I always have to tell myself, long back of neck, lengthen. Shoulders stay broadening, but I can feel my neck lengthening out of that. Good. Now come forward to plank, and I want you to just feel how the shoulder position changes, but you still feel really strong both ways. And then push back to downward facing dog. Kind of thinking hollow armpits, head in line. Just do that one more time. I'll plank. And then downward facing dog. And now please lower your knees and take a child's pose. Everything relaxes. I'm just bringing my hands back by my feet so I can really let my shoulders just kind of drop. Likes to clean herself by you, Donna. And then come on up to all fours and transition to your backs. And I'm going to have you keep your knees bent, but interlace your hands behind your head. Now you're not going to pull on your head because that's not good. You're just going to support the head. So just practice that. Lift your head and think, I'm going to support it and lengthen it. That's what I want to feel. I don't want to pull it forward as much as I can. Okay? That was your practice. Now lay back down, bring your knees up, feet or shins parallel. Activate the feet too, though. And then lift your head and neck and just support it. Think long neck. Now extend your left leg, bring your right knee a little closer. And now switch, extend the right leg, bring the left knee a little closer. And keep going, switching. Being very mindful, think shoulder position is important. I'm supporting my head, but I'm giving myself a core workout too, right? Every time you extend one leg, get the knee a little closer of the opposite leg. One more each side. And relax down, hug your knees in. And just roll side to side for a moment. And then go ahead and roll to your left side. And if, yeah, I think I can talk you through this. So your knees are bent, your feet are approximately the same position as your hips. And I want you to come up on your left forearm. And your right hand just comes in front of you to kind of support you. And you're gonna press, think of this shoulder that you're on. I want you to keep it super strong. You're gonna press into your forearm just like you did against the wall. Press into your feet and lift your hips and your knees up. And then lower. We're gonna do that 5 times. Really think of this from your shoulder. You're using your core a lot. 3, 4. That shoulder strength. 5 and 4. Good. Now keep your knees where they are and lay down back on your shoulder, and then turn your upper body and interlace your hands behind your head again. Think really strong shoulders. You're just going to lift your head and your shoulders up so your right elbow comes towards your left knee a little bit. And just relax down. You'll feel it in the side of your neck. Think long neck. Keep lengthening as you lift again. And you're just going to do that 5 times. Don't pull on your neck. It's very subtle, but you'll feel it in your side body. 4 and 5. Good. And relax down. Roll to your back. Hug your knees in for a moment. Ooh. And you can roll to your other side. I'm going to switch positions and come up on your forearm. Left hand supports you. You have to find a good position for your feet so you feel strong. Think long side body, have the arms back, broaden the shoulders, and then press and lift knees and hips 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And good. Now keep the knees where they are. Lay down and turn your chest more up towards the ceiling. Hands behind head. Think lengthen. Lift. Try and move the left elbow towards the left knee a little bit. Feel the muscles in the side of your neck working. Lengthen your spine for 5 times. It's like sideways push-ups. Okay, last time. Roll to your back. Hug your knees in. Roll side to side. Massage the low back. Child's pose on your back always feels nice. And then roll to your side and push on up to seated. Have to look at my notes because and I want you to stretch your legs out long and kind of draw the legs into the socket. Maybe have you grab your blocks too and bring them by your hips, hands on the blocks. So Dandasana is that position where you're just seated and you're lengthening tall through the top of your head. Your shoulders are really set. Good. Now, I'm going to have you lean forward slightly, press into your heels. See if you can press into the blocks and lift your hips up and pull them back. Feel your shoulder strength. Good. And then slide forward and release. Piece of cake. Okay, let's do it a couple more times. You can stretch out your wrists a little bit. So think shoulders set, really strong, long spine. Press into the blocks, lift the hips, pull them back. And then if you want to, try and lift the feet and release. I was getting cramps here. I usually can do that, no problem. Okay, last time you don't have to lift the feet, just play with it. So think shoulders really strong. Press, lift the butt, pull back, lift the feet, and release. Good. Now just start with that nice long spine. Stretch your arms up just like you've been doing. Thumb back, you can feel that connection. And then maybe fold forward. Paschimottanasana. And come on back up. And move the blocks out of the way now. And just bend your right knee. And then bring your right elbow on the inside and see if you can grab the little toe side of that foot. And then bring the shin up. Now just notice if your core got all wonky. And just see if you can get centered. Feel really strong. And then if you want to, you can pull the foot back and bring it forward. Just kind of stretching that out. Yeah. Back. Takes a lot of stretching. Maybe move it back a little further every time. Good. And then see, you're going to bring your right arm underneath and hold it on the outside and see how that feels. And maybe that's all you want to do, or you can get a little higher and see if you can bring the hand down and hold that foot there. Both hands down. And if you want to try, you can lift up. There you go. Good. And release. Oh, a lot of work. Okay, let's try the other side. Bend the knee. Kind of fun to play with these things, though. Just kind of move it forward and back. Be careful with your knee. We were all talking here at home about knee issues. That you have to really be mindful. You're remembering that your knee is a hinge. And you have to keep your shoulders strong. Good. And then if you want to, bring the arm on the inside, just see how that feels. See if you can still keep nice and long and strong in your shoulders. Maybe even higher. See if the hand can come down and just hold it there. Both hands down. I have to have my fingers straight ahead and I'm really pulling that in and then I can lift. Yeah, she did it. Good job. And unlock. Okay, come back to a downward facing dog. And just come forward to plank. And lower to the mat. Make sure your shoulders are set and strong. And lift to cobra. Take a few breaths there. Thinking, same thing. Lengthening. You lift your head too high in cobra, your neck or your chin sticks out, your neck doesn't feel good. So think long back of neck. You'll feel your core engaged more, lengthen through the top of your head. Shoulders stay safe. Good. Now lower down, push back, child's pose. And breathe. And make your way downward facing dog. Ears in line with the inner arm. I'm just gonna say something. I don't know if it'll make any sense at all, but think of outer or moving the outer arm forward and the inner lower arm. So up at the top, the outer arm moves forward. So it's like an inner spiral. And then the lower arm, it's like an outer spiral to feel really strong in your arms and your shoulders. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Good. Now step your feet to your hands, forward fold. If you want to use blocks here, feel free. And step just your left foot back to a deep lunge. Since we haven't stretched this way at all. Lower the back knee. And take your time. Come on up to an Anjane Asana. Lengthening through the top of your head. Touch down. Lift the back knee, step forward to switch, right foot back. Deep lunge. Take your time. Lining things up. Lowering the back knee. Hugging to the midline. Stretch up. Anjane Asana. Touch down. Lift the back knee. Step back to plank. Feel those strong shoulders broadening, really holding you. Lift just your right foot up about an inch or two. Push back, extended dog, down dog. Ooh. Good, come forward. Just hovering that right foot off the ground and lower that foot. Cover the left foot. Stay really strong. Push back. Extended down dog. So left foot extends back. Come forward. One-legged plank. Cover that foot. And put it down. Push back. Downward facing dog. Good. Lower your knees. Level your feet to the side and come down to your backs. Ooh, I'm going to turn these sides down. Doing okay? Just wanted to show you how strong you really are when you put your mind to it. So on your back, with your feet flat, just bring your right ankle over your left thigh. And instead of using, just bring your hands by your hips. So instead of using your hands to interlace behind the left thigh, I want you to just kind of press your right ankle or shin into the left thigh and then lift the left foot up. It's going to feel a little bit different. You're just using the strength of your legs and your core to bring that little baby cradle. Good, and release. Switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh. Think really long through the back of the neck. Just notice that. Press and lift. So ankle presses into thigh, thigh presses into ankle to allow the stretch in your left hip. Good, and release. Unwind. Bring the legs straight up, like legs up the wall. Bring your arms straight up. And then this is the last thing we're going to do. Stretch your arms up over your head, like with the thumbs down. Stretch your legs long. Good. Now, listen carefully because this is confusing. It's gonna be like a side bakasana for those of you that know what that is. But you're gonna lift your knees up and bring them to the left side. And as you do, lift your head and your hands and press forward to the right side. So arms are on the right side, knees are on the left side. Really use your core. Good. Stretch back out, arms overhead, feet long. And then we'll go the other way. So knees lift in, come to the right side, arms press to the left side. Good. And one more time each side. Stretch long. Right. Knees to the left, arms to the right. Stretch long. Knees to the right. To the left. And get the breath. Good. And stretch long. And then bend the knees. Reach the elbows on the inside of the knees. Reach the hands up and either grab the ankles or the little toe side. Feet are wide as your knees. Flex the feet and just press the feet into your hands and resist with your hands for happy baby. Should have said happy baby. It'd been easier for you to figure out where we were going. And then just roll side to side. Massage low back a little bit. If you're still pressing feet into hands, it'll feel really connected there. Lengthening. Just notice the lengthening through the back of the neck and through the top of the head. Good. Now keep that action going as you maybe straighten the legs and bring them wider. Don't have to. And then release the feet. Bring the soles of the feet together on the ground. Let the knees open wide. Uttanasana Konasana. Fast. Go ahead and close the knees and stretch out for Shavasana. And settle in. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Been working so hard. Exhale. Another opportunity. Let go. Shoulders. Feel the scapula totally supported by the floor. continue in Shavasana, but I want to share some words from Don Miguel Ruiz, who's he wrote the Four Agreements, and it's based on Toltec wisdom from Central America. He says, this is completely natural and true in every single human. We are love. We are the creators of love, and there is never a reason not to love. Whatever has happened that makes you want to withhold love, I invite you to remember that it's nothing personal. Whatever happened is really nobody's fault. In that same way, you don't blame anybody for what you do. You don't blame anybody for the pain that you feel. Your whole world is your creation, and only you have the power to change it. The way to change it is to bring more love to any situation, not less, because love is exactly what you are. Bring your attention back to the natural flow of your breath. Moves in and out. Need to move a little bit more. Let the wiggle. Begin your transition up to seated, but just take your time, being especially careful with your neck and your shoulders. Eventually making your way back up to a nice seated position. Just bring hands to heart center. Remembering that today, not only do you love others, but you love yourself. Most important. I bow to that beautiful light in each of you. Namaste. You okay? Was it? You guys are gonna have to give me feedback on that one.